the show now. Come on. Bad black mama's gonna let you know now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat. Sis. Hey, what's up? Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat. Come on. Let's chit chat. Sis. Hey.
Keisha, how's everything going?
It's going pretty well. It's
going pretty well. How are classes?
Busy, yeah.
Busy. I hear you.
I love your lipstick.
Oh, thank you. I've been on calls all day, so I tried to do a little something. So the more casual I wear my clothes, then I try to dress my face up a little bit.
So everybody day
I wish I didn't have to wear a mask all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So mask, I just saw somebody post something on Facebook about wearing a mask and putting on lipstick. Like, why do we still do that? But I only wear the mask to go into the store. When I get back out, I take the mask off. So I still wear lipstick. The lipstick.
Most of my lipsticks don't. Yeah, and most of my lipsticks, once I put them on, they don't go anywhere all day, even when I eat.
Yeah, so. And I wear matte lipsticks, and so yeah. It's something you just gotta feel. Because that mask, and Keisha, I feel for you. So because
the mask breaks your face out. I don't like it.
Exactly.
It's too hot and it's sweaty and it's just.
And I had a facial last night. Mm-hmm. I had a facial last night, so I'm definitely not putting no mask on. So I'm like, okay, I'm done.
You just think about it. It will make your face break out because it's going to clog. You know what I mean? You can't get air. It's going to clog. You got.
And I wear a shield up under mine, and I wash my shield with my face with the wash, and clean it every day before I put it on in a fresh mask. And I'm still, because it's so hot to me, talking all the time with the mask on. This
they be looking for me. I be like this. I need oxygen. I don't even know how. Honestly, I don't know how I would make it. I would have a lot of trouble because I had asthma. I would have a lot of trouble. Like even when I go to the store, I'd be like, but I know it's for the greater good. But so everybody week is going good. Everybody looking good. Chauncey, your hair is looking good, girl.
Oh, well, thank you. I love the cut. It's that time of year. So every 2 years.
Sometimes yesterday I washed my hair. I got a big boof going on here. But I washed my hair yesterday and I was like, I said to myself, sometimes, you just be tempted to say, I trimmed my hair. I said, maybe I want to go like right here. And I said, oh no, because that means I would have to do a lot of work. And I just want to get up, go to my computer.
Well, I was surprised because when she cut my hair last month, I cut off 5 inches. I didn't even realize it was that long.
Yeah, that would that I don't know. It's so that's our conversation night about hair. The love of our hair, and and the reason why I say the love of our hair, who made that song? I'm not our hair. What is it?
That's India Ari.
Yeah.
I am not my hair.
I am not my hair. I love that song, but I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Y'all know that ain't the truth. Because not to disagree with her, because I am not. I'm not gonna bank everything like my health or anything else on my hair. You know what I mean? Because I don't. That's being vain and selfish and things like that. Because I'd rather be healthy and a good person than think about my hair. But your hair is a statute of you. You think about it. If you're not having a good hair day, you feel a certain way. Am I lying?
You don't feel good about yourself when you're having a bad hair day. Yeah. You feel the most. You feel good when you come from the hairdresser and your hair is just right. That's a good day, and you have your hair laid right. It's a good day. Oh, so your hair is an extension of us.
Yeah, I just say, we know as women, hair is a big reflection of us. One thing has changed probably in the last, what can I say, 10 years, where we are really embracing our natural state of our hair, which I'm very proud that we do this as women of color, because I've done hair for 30 years, and knowing better, you do better, and I say this because I'm just as guilty, because I can tell you, I know the ins, the outs of chemicals. I know what chemicals do to your hair, and I can't even count how many relaxers I put in someone here, how many, well, I won't even talk about color, because that's a different bucket, because the color doesn't really change the dynamics of hair, but relaxers actually changes the dynamic and structure of hair, and even when I was a young girl in cosmetology school in Philadelphia, and I was thinking about the I can't even remember what her name was, but she was a really, really, really strict, and she used to say to us as students, just remember, you do not have to push a relaxer on somebody. Put some sweat into it and straighten that person's hair out. Because I used to use a straightening comb all the time, and I can get your hair straighter than a relaxer. She used to say this all the time,
Yeah, she was an old school cosmetologist.
Old school cosmetology teacher, and she said, "Put your elbow in it and stop trying to be lazy and put that chemical in there."
Can I tell you how my aunt, my mom's oldest sister, my Aunt Lee, Eileen and Mona's mom, and she was an old school cosmetologist. So she went to Dobbins High School, and she graduated from there with her diploma in cosmetology. So when kids go to vocational school and they graduate, they pretty much have their license at that point, or the capability of getting their license. My Aunt Lee pressed my hair one time when I was younger. And let's just say she graduated from Dobbins in the 1950s, right? Because she's 82 now. My hair was so straight. It took 4 washings for me to get my hair you'd have thought she put a relaxer in it, because she pressed it with a hot comb. And I don't really need all that heat, but I think I was probably about 13. And oh my gosh, because back then we had Vigorol, which was kind of like half and half. But even when I got older and my mom was relaxing my hair or whatever, we still only did it about once a year. Like I was never every 6 to 8 weeks relax my new growth kind of person, because I could never take that or whatever. But we did it mostly in the summertime so that it just wouldn't be so poofy throughout the rest of the year. But yeah, so we've had some changes. But when Aunt Lee pressed my hair, girl, I washed my hair and I kept washing it. My mom was like, "See, that's why I don't let Lee press my hair."
And that's a hard pressing. When I tell you, that's a hard pressing. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I remember my hair experience growing up. Well, first of all, my whole memory is not my mom ever doing my hair. She said she did, but I don't think I liked it, because I was very, very extremely funny about my hair. And Kim can tell you as an adult, but I was real funny about my hair as a kid. So I remember I would always watch the beautician doing my hair, and I remember getting my hair pressed and everything. But if I didn't like the hair and they didn't do it right, my mom picked me up, I would put my head out the window like this, and I would let it blow out. And I would say no, and I would watch the products, and I say, buy me this, 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 and this. And then I had to start doing my own hair, because I was extremely funny about my hair and what my hair looked like. And so that was my experience with my hair. I would always watch and see, and if I didn't like that person, they didn't do my hair anymore. That was
Celeste, welcome. We talking about our hair. So Celeste is looking Nubian today. She got her hair in a protective style. We gonna hit all these points.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm laughing at you guys, because I remember getting my hair pressed. It started off every 2 weeks, and then because you had to get fresh for church. It had to be fresh.
Oh yeah.
But I remember getting hit all the time because she was angry because my hair holds heat.
Ooh, yeah.
And she would be, are you mad at me? To this day, it holds heat. If you, I mean, nobody wants to touch it, but I was thinking if the whole heat don't need to get pressed so much. Leave me alone. Yeah. She would pop me all the time. And I realized I rebelled too. And that's why I got a protective style, because I refused to take care of it anymore after that. I was just done. I mean, I just started doing it myself, and I did everything. Put all kinds of perms and curls and S-curls and never curl and everything.
Woo, you done went through the whole list.
I did all of them. If something came out, Kool-Aid, bleach, whatever, I did it.
So we think about that. You know, I just remember my memory was, I don't remember my mom fondly doing my hair, because like I said, my mom hair was more like towards the Caucasian. You know, my mom hair was very straight. My mom would get very frustrated because I was tender-headed, and I just remember her washing my hair, and I used to have to sit out on the curb to let it dry. And so she would, I used to have to travel to West Philly with my sisters to go to the hairdresser, because she just gave up by this time. I probably was around 7 or 8. She just gave up. And I just remember my sister Carmen, she would just have this bag full of candy that she would like bribe me all the way on the L train, because I'd be crying on the L trains, like saying, you know, I don't want to get my hair combed. I don't want to get it combed. So as soon as I walked in there and tried to, you know how West Philly is, it wouldn't be like this big, beautiful hair salon. You would go in somebody's house underground, like you just feel like you're in the basement. And all I saw was smoke. And I was like, why does my mom keep sending me here? And he would say, you want some sweet potato pie? No, not in the middle of you doing my hair. You know, I don't want this with you, this big thing of lard on the top of it. And soon as he would say, go ahead, wash her hair and sit her under the dryer. Well, I had so much hair that couldn't even fit under the dryer. Well, why would you do that? That's going to make it worse, you know?
Yeah, she had a lot of hair. All
I could remember all of that. It was horrific, you know what I mean? So as soon as I could get a perm, I was getting a perm, you know? So I just went through all this horrific things. And then from your hair just breaking off, you know what I mean? You think about, like, I had all this hair. Now my hair is like hair. Then I remember I had to go get my hair cut really short. I had this short diva, you know. Now I need to grow my hair back. You know, I went through all these different stages. Then I took my brother's and my father's hair out, you know, because they know that the curl came out and they said they wanted a curl. Everybody heard that story. I
remember that story.
I skipped all the steps. You know, my dad went bald. He never grew his hair back. And my brother's hair was sticking straight up in the air. That was my clue that I needed to go learn how to do hair and learn it the proper way. But, you know, to us, we think about it. Celeste, you hit it on a lot of points. There were so many things that we went through as women of color to beautify our hair. You know, now it looks like we have gone full circle, because we are like natural. I can't even think about what a jar of relaxer looks like. And I mean, I'm sure if somebody asked me to do it, I can do it and do it professionally. But we have gone full circle. We embrace, you know, getting out, washing our hair, looking for our natural curl pattern. And the natural curl pattern is beautiful. You know, it's like that natural curl pattern always been here. But let's just back up a second, because I just didn't want to miss over an opportunity to discuss. We talk about the beautification that we have, I guess, evolved to now, but we still have a long way to go. You know, think about it. We still demonize each other about the migration of where we're going with our hair, because as people of color, you know, everybody is not wearing their natural state of their hair. You know what I mean? People are wearing weaves, wigs, you know, all kind of extension enhancements, you know, which I think is beautiful, because I just feel like in that arena, whatever make you look happy, you know, you do you. That's how I feel. That's my feeling, you know. But I think we attack each other, you know, even down to men attacking us. But my question to y'all is, and I want to go around and just talk about this, because, you know, we all sisters. When y'all hear people talk about this, you know, because I know y'all hear it, would that it's a self-esteem type of thing, that why do we get demonized for wearing weaves, wigs, extensions, or any type of enhancements to our hair?
Well, for me, I think no matter what we do, whoever is not into it is going to demonize it. I won't dwindle it down to just wigs and weaves and protective styles or whatever. I've seen natural women wearing their hair naturally who judge other women who wear their hair naturally, saying you're not really natural because even though it's curly, you color it. Even though it's curly, you have 2C versus 4C hair or 3B versus 3A hair. It doesn't matter what we wear. It doesn't matter what we do.
That's
People who feel like they do it to the ultimate are going to judge those who are either half doing it or not quite doing it the way that they are. And so, because naturalists are saying your natural hair is truly your natural hair with no color, no nothing in it. They might put some henna or things like that, but other than that, they use all natural products. So then they're naturalists versus people like myself, who I think, you know, on past podcasts, I've worn it wash and wear curly, or today, you know, I happen to have it straight or whatever, but I still have my natural curl pattern, but it's a lot of work. So therefore, I don't always feel like it, right? It's just as much work wearing my hair natural as it is when I'm wearing it straight or whatever. And so I don't demonize anybody. I think Kimmy made a really good point when, you know, do you, boo, whatever makes you feel good, right? Whatever is, I'm about what's easier anymore, because I even bought a wig last year. I had a custom wig made. I would have never thought I'd spend that much money on having anything done, but I did, and it fit what I needed to do at that time. I don't wear it much anymore because I still want to play with it. And like Keisha, I still like my hair a certain type of way or whatever. So even if I'm wearing the wig, I mean, you probably know I got a wig on. I'm not trying to pretend like it's mine, but you know.
Yeah, but what is the problem if you have the wig on? Why does it have to be something where they have to identify that you have a wig on? You know,
talk about it.
That's well.
I think I've noticed with the younger ladies, you know, in their 20s, they wear it all the time, and they wear different types, and it doesn't matter. So I'm thinking I remember like in the 90s. They always say, if you're wearing a wig or you're wearing a weave, who's wearing their hair, and it was taboo. But now you see the girls, they change it. And it's short, it's long, it's this color, it's that color. And it's becoming the norm, and then it's okay. Whatever makes you happy, however you want your hair to look, that is fine.
But what's crazy is, we could go to work in corporate America every day wearing a wig and nobody would say anything. But come in there with some braids.
Exactly.
I don't know what corporate America you work at. I had conversations about my hair.
But did you have it with women of color or with white people?
No, baby.
Because the thing is, how would they know you had a wig on?
I see you getting ready to start me and you're gonna wind me up. It's gonna be
I guess what I'm saying is, like I said, you might be able to tell that I have a wig on or whatever, but can you really tell that I have a wig on? Well, but if you got a busted wig on,
white people, they coming up there, I'm telling you, let me say, you know them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
They already gonna be Betty Nosy. They going up and say,
and it's terrible.
And Celeste, we was having the same people used to come up and say this. They used to come to me, and I used to just shut them down so quick.
Is that a wig?
They'll say to me, "Well, is your parents mixed? Because you got long hair, and what do you see her? Do she got a weave in her hair? No, she don't have a weave in her hair. And why are you worrying about that? You know what I mean? That right there is a turn off. You know,
had a conversation. I mean, I almost thought I was gonna get fired.
Yeah, the question, the blindsided questions, acting like they clueless. You know, used to just blow me all the time. Like, or somebody have a wig on their head
and they wear clips.
No, they're not.
They wear clips.
Yeah. But remember too, it's the, I don't want to say class of people, but it's still certain
no, not
that did it.
People, these people making over 100 G's a year.
These are people making good money.
Okay, so then, all right, so
these people making
I think that
right. She said, I'll take that back. I am a big hair wearer. Let's put it that way. Like he said, I enjoy versatility, versatile, right? Right. So I might come in there with straight hair today, tomorrow with something else. Yeah. But because I had hair, it didn't bother me. Like it didn't bother me what people thought. Yeah. And so I heard these two comments. One was, oh, I'm glad you took it out. Not realizing I had a weave, but they knew the wig was off because it was so abrasive. Abrasive? Then I had one, my boss, who I really liked, would go, is that your hair? In front of people. And I would go, dude, you can't do that. And he would go, but no, tell me, is that your hair? And y'all gonna be mad at me because I looked at him and said, do like you do everything else and Google that shit. Don't ask me.
Yeah. Don't ask me that. And I think what happens is with mixed company, right? Then they start to ask and inquire. Now, based on what you guys are saying, I've worked in corporate America for 35 years. I've never had that happen to me.
And what I did have people are highly educated, making money people, and I'm telling you, they push it to the limit where they trying to see what you're going to say, and I give them the dead look like that. And I'm fortunate. That's not good. That's not good to do that.
Now, what I did have was, and it was very funny. It was a compliment because she really didn't know. I had a thing where I wore my braids. So, we had the wet and wavy hair and we would do individuals, right? Micros. And so every year I would wear that for the entire winter. So I would put them in around October, November, and I would have them redone until around, Easter. I would always take them out for Easter and then I'd wear my hair out. So long story short, the woman said to me when I took it out, she was like, oh my God, your hair is beautiful. And I was like, well, wasn't it beautiful last week? Well, yeah. But I had it taken out and I had my natural hair done. But when I had the braids, I had a team leader who was a white guy. And I knew he had been around Black women because I had braids in my hair and we were standing up talking over our cubes. And I went to scratch my hair like this. And he said to me, and I was like,
yeah, no.
That would make me mad.
That would make me mad too, because I'd be like,
that would make me angry.
It did. See, for me, it didn't make me. I bust out laughing. And so we had a meeting about 30 minutes later with the our vice president over our department. And when I just looked at him, I bust out laughing again. And so she was like, what's so funny? And I said, Drew said, blah, blah, blah. And she didn't get it. So I explained it to her because she was white, and I explained it to her, and her eyes got so big and she was so nervous because she thought that I was offended.
I would have been offended.
And it didn't offend me. What it told me is that you've been around some of us and somehow it was explained to you, because he never said a word. He just said, and he was right.
Yeah, and I don't do that because I scratch it. I don't know. I would never.
But when you first get a sew-in or something like this, people pat because first and foremost it's sore when you first get one, and then you're going to be braids, lifting up them braids, under it. So, right. But
mine was braids.
People have to be conscious of it because to Chauncey's point, to your point, Celeste, we're fighting two battles right here: the lack of understanding, and in our own culture, the lack of empathy to say that, hey, people can do whatever they want to. They're embracing their own. Then we put our own stigmas in our own culture of hair. You know what I mean? Because hair represents a lot of things. It's almost like classification, if you think about it. And this has been going on for a long time. Think about it. Let's roll back to the 70s, and because we all was in that era. If we think about the 70s and early school and 80s, you think about when you was in school, the people who hair looked a certain way, you know what I mean? They weren't embraced, you know what I mean? They weren't embraced. So now that's when we fast forward here, you know, people who hair is not combed, and believe me, I see some people with natural hair and I'm talking about, it's not no wash and go. Look like get out the bed.
It need to be go, but not the wash.
It look like the bed they've been like rolling on the carpet go.
You know bed head.
They got lint in their hair and all kinds of stuff. And you want to walk into the corporate America with your hair looking like that, you know, you look disheveled. You know what I mean? That's the difference. You know what I mean? That's not embracing your natural hair. That's called being disheveled and not cleaning up after yourself. That's a whole different topic right there. But we think about these things and we having a conversation about the love of our hair. Do we say that's loving our hair? Or are we taking that to a whole different level? Because I think we all need to exercise the option to say, I love my hair, but I also got to use some common sense behind loving my damn hair. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
and
Keisha.
To your point, so I'm sorry, did you call Keisha?
No, go ahead, Sus. When you finish.
To your point, I did my hair recently. I don't know if I shared with it. I lost all my hair recently, right? So it's growing back, and I'm just so excited about it being grown back. So I'm just putting all kinds of hair on it. But so, you know, when I first did this hair, it's really, really long all down my back. So I've been wearing it like a crown, like in a big bun. And it's cute. But I've been doing interviews for employees. I'm trying to get some people hired. So I put my bun down. And so the white lady in my group says, so let's always have her hair up. Why isn't it up today? Loud in front of everybody. And I said, because out of respect to not have the attention on me during the interview, I'm the interviewee, right? I took my bun down. And I want to say to her, and then you, with your dumb ass, say out loud, it's the bun. Because I was just flawed. I was in front of the person she did it. I was thinking to myself, wow, really? Yeah. And she introduces us like this. She always changes her hair.
Yeah, I just think that we're never going to get, I think really, I'll say this one. My hope is that we can win our internal battle with each other, you know, and be able to embrace the things that women of color, the things we go through as women of color, and embracing each other's things that we love for our own hair. Like if I want to wear my hair straight, you just say, okay, you want to wear your hair straight. And the natural hair people over here don't get pissed off at me, then I just don't want to wear my hair wet and wavy, because I wear my hair wet and wavy too. I do all kinds of things. But, you know, you embrace what you embrace. I embrace what I want to embrace. So be it, you know. And if I wanted to just go on the wild side and throw a relaxer in my hair, which I won't do. But if I wanted to do that, I could do that, because that is my choice. So, you know, Keisha, did you have anything you want to say before I move into the health of our hair?
Oh, go ahead. I'm good.
So, you know, I think it's really important, you know, before we kind of wrap this up, is talk about the health of our hair, because the health of our hair is really important. And I say this because I want anybody listening to this to know that the outer appearance, hairstyles, none of that matters if the hair is not healthy. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I am probably so anal about healthy hair, you know, and anybody I could tell something to, or if anybody want to ask me something about having healthy hair, I am always open, and I will have you look up this, buy this, purchase this. I mean, I don't want to send you to the poorhouse trying to get things. And I try to get natural things, but I always say internally, you have to fight the battle, because if you don't feed yourself inside, your hair outside is going to definitely be the first thing, because, you know, your hair is porous, you know what I mean? It is really not a live, it's not live, you know what I mean? Your hair is porous, and it's a protein base, I'll say material, because it's not a really material, but your hair is not, it's not here for really longevity. You shed more of your hair than you can actually try to capture and keep. So in that aspect, I think that I like to talk about the health of your hair. Everybody sitting here got healthy hair. Celeste was very transparent to talk about her plight with when she lost her hair, and thankfully she's grown her hair back. But I just remember when Celeste did lose her hair, you know what I mean? She didn't, to my knowledge, she didn't freak out and go crazy. But, I'm sure it affected her, you know what I mean? It affected her greatly because nobody wants to lose their hair. But, a lot of things she talked about what was going on first. She started losing in patches, she started having, dry spots and things like that. So, I would say this much. If you start to see things going wrong with your hair, you need to first, if you go to a hairdresser, I hope you're going to a hairdresser who's going to advise you. That's number one. You know what I mean? Not just give you a hairstyle. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving some honest feedback. If you're at a hairstylist and she is, and you these things are going on with your scalp or whatever, she should be advising you. She's not a doctor, but I can tell you, she's a licensed cosmetologist. She should be able to say something is wrong, and she should be advising you.
I can attest to that, because I think when I think I was around 40 at the time, and I was experiencing problems with as we age and our hormones go, you get problems at the center top part of your head. And so I remember, and Kim was my hairdresser, so she was like, Keisha, I think you're getting a little space right here in the middle. And she said, I suggest you go, seek some help. So I did. It's funny because my husband can tell you in 3 days I was at dermatologist, and she was looking at my head. I was like, oh no, we're not going to do that. But you have to, like you said, have a person that first of all cares about your hair, not just giving you a style, but care about the scalp and the health of your hair. To give you good advice. Someone is not going to say, if you're going to, like Kim said, you sure you want to do, you shouldn't use this chemical, you shouldn't do this or do this, have a person that is knowledgeable about, what to do with your hair or your scalp or the health of it and the moisture
or to advise you. Or to advise you, right? Like you said, Kim said, she could see something going on. So she's like, you should go see someone about this, right? So that lets you
3
know
days
that
I was in there.
She's professional enough to say to you, this is not my lane. Part of it is my lane, but you need to go see someone so that make sure that there's nothing else going on so I can continue to do my part, because they're working in tandem, correct?
And
so,
I had
right,
something to put in on my scalp that helped.
And so, and that helps her, because then now when you pass on that information, then she's going to be known as a hairstylist. What I love about my hairstylist is that her slogan is, where hair is not just done, but cared for, right? So that slogan means that, hey, she just happened to be a person who studied as a nurse practitioner who is now doing cosmetology, but she understands it, right? So she's created her own oils and she's created her own edge control and different products. But anything that doesn't look right to her, she would say, Miss Chauncey, please go see a dermatologist, make sure that everything is okay, and so on and so forth. And like you said, because we're getting older, we have to find out if some of these things are hormonal. Is it hereditary? Is it something I can do to reverse it, or so on and so forth? So
and in that we discovered that we couldn't do perms. That was the end of perms. We would do it once a year. When I go back to school, and Kim would straighten out my hair, Kim. She would do that, and then we noticed, okay, there's a breakage. Okay, no more of that, and then the natural journey began. Then.
But Keisha, and I've been doing Keisha hair for a long time. I mean, Keisha self-sufficient now. She can do whatever her hair, can grow to her butt. The good thing is two things. The good thing about cosmetologists is when you get your license, and that's probably why cosmetologists have the most requirements, because they have a rigorous, and I can't speak for all states because I went through the state of Pennsylvania and the state of Virginia. I went through 2 states, and the health and the sanitation is the largest part of cosmetology. So if you go through cosmetology school, the styling, you don't learn much of that at all. That's just skill. You know what I mean? That's just skill. So what you come out of school with, that's why I say you have to be able to advise, because you've been given all the tools to be able to say, you have something else going on. Like your scalp speaks a lot. You know what I mean? You could have thyroid disease, all those things come out through the scalp, and let people know you need to see the doctor because something is going on. People that style, you know what I mean, and miss that because they after the money, you know what I mean? After all, that's over and done. Guess what's going to happen? The customer is not coming back because they ain't going to have no hair and they're going to spread the word. So, you know, that's a paradigm effect on everybody. So, you know, you ain't coming back. So you need to care for the customer. But they do have the knowledge. They have the knowledge. And that's why you learn so much of health and sanitation. So back to Keisha. When I saw Keisha hair start like as small as a dime, you know what I mean? Small as a dime. And then, you know, it usually just opens up. So it opens up. By the time, you know, if you know that's something that's just, that little dime that's opening up, that's telling you, okay, she has something that's thinning and going on. That's nothing that's in her health. When you see the other things like, okay, you have a dry patch here, the hair is lost here, you have itching in here, you need to see a doctor, you need to get some blood run, you need to see what's going on, because now we may need to check that thyroid, we want to start seeing other things that may be going on, because see these sporadic spots going on. All these things hairstylists knew, you know what I mean? They know, because it's these red flags going on. Well, if you throw a chemical on top of that, what is going to happen? Sores, you know what I mean?
Yes.
All these sores. So then you say, well, the chemical did that. The chemical was burning me, but you saw the warning signs. So now I got hair loss in that, but you overlook the preliminary red flags, you know what I mean? So the good relationship you have with the cosmetologist, you know, is the start, you know? So that's why I say you have to first, like even with your doctor, you got to be your own advocate. Keisha never comes to me and sit there silent and say, go ahead, Kim, do my hair. You know what I mean? Because that's not that. I mean, you have to be talking for yourself. If you go to a stylist that you sit there and let them do your hair, the same thing for you, Chauncey. You have a good relationship with your stylist. She knows everything about you. If she see, okay, well, all of a sudden, Chauncey, you know, you starting to go back. You know what I mean? It won't be shocking, because age will start to take this back. You see what I'm saying?
And what's funny is her mother was my hairstylist. So then she's really someone who's been helping with my hair since she was a teenager, right? So then she knows my hair. And so when her mother was doing my hair many years ago, probably about 20 years ago, I had already stopped relaxing my hair. I stopped relaxing my hair after I had my daughter. And so, but what I would do is every few years, I would just cut it all off and start all over again. Cause that's how I know my hair would be healthy. Yeah. That's how I knew that my hair would be healthy. Right. Cause what I want more than anything is healthy hair, no matter what the length is. But long story short, I had gotten a fungus in my toe. My toenail started to turn dark. And so when I went to the podiatrist to get treated for that, he's like, yeah, it's a nail fungus and it happens. It's in the bloodstream. And he explained all of this, prescribed me this medication called Lamisil so that it could take it out. This thing works so fast because you're only supposed to take it for 3 months. It worked fast. It turned that nail back to what it was supposed to be. But for the next year, I kept noticing, even when I went to the hairdresser, that one side of my head, the texture of the hair was really, really strange and funny. And I was like, so I said to her, I'm like, Jackie, are you noticing that the left side of my hair is kind of acting she was like, I've been meaning to ask you what is going on. She's like, it's like straw. She's like, and it looks different when we wash it and we blow dry it. She's like, when I do it, it all looks the same. She's like, but it doesn't come to fruition until we wash it. Whatever happened with this medication, it changed the texture of my hair on this side. It took a whole year and a half. And I was like, cut it all off. And she's like, no, we can grow it out. Just trim it. Mm-mm. Cut it all off.
It's growing out anyway after a year. But you know, that's see how medication, the dynamic and structure can change. It's in your bloodstream. You know what I mean? These things are very important. I mean, so you know, I think about everybody has a story. Keisha, Celeste, you know what I mean? Everybody, Chauncey, everybody has a story of what happened to your hair. And, you know, it's important that your health is taken care of. Your stylist, you have a great relationship with. And there's a whole lot of things. And last thing I have to say before I wrap this up and let everybody have their last comment. Please, please, please don't be a YouTube, you know what I mean? A YouTube hairdresser, you know what I mean? Because, and I'm putting this out here because cosmetologists go to school to learn. If you can't find one that you have a relationship, keep trying. Keep trying. Because YouTube, keep in mind, there's a lot of spaces that are chopped off and edited out of there. You know what I mean? You don't know what they are. I have nothing against people on YouTube. Hell, I'm trying to be a YouTube star too. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with YouTube. But guess what? It's a lot of things edited out because they want you to look at it. You trying to do it is something totally different. It could be detrimental to the results that you're trying to get, you know? And at the end of the day, what we want, healthy hair. Because hell, you could put your healthy hair in a healthy ponytail and always go to the next day and try again. Or if you just don't know what you're doing, you can go to the professional who know what they're doing. Because we all have professions. Because I can't do what you do, Keisha, because you're a school teacher. I can't do what you do, Chauncey, and I can't do what you do, Celeste. But I know what I do. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I say this with love that, you know, be very wary of what you do off of YouTube. I learn a lot of things off of YouTube, but I also know it's things missing off of YouTube. And one thing, when you start messing with chemical colors and things like that, you know, be very careful. So I enjoyed this episode. So let's go around and, you know, give me your final thoughts on I Am My Hair. Chauncey?
My hair is a part of me. And so I am not my hair, but it is a part of me. And on the days that I don't always feel so good, a nice, fresh hairstyle makes me feel better. But more importantly, healthy hair is what's important to me. Mm-hmm. I don't do any particular style for too long so that I don't get stuck in it. When I see something that's not right, I ask questions and I start with the dermatologist, even sometimes before the hairdresser. But I trust my hairdresser. That's the other thing. I have a good relationship with her and I trust her. So the two of us together work together to make sure that everything is good.
Very good. Celeste? I went clockwise.
I was going to say that I am just now thinking about my hair differently because I was kind of damaged after coming from the hair salon all those years. So I have been my own hairdresser. So I fired myself because probably not a good hairdresser because I saw the spot coming and I started making little bridges across it and braiding, and I was just acting like it wasn't there. I'm just going to be honest. I felt it and I was like, okay, I'll put the next braid this way and put the next week. I just covered it up. So I fired myself. It was the truth because Kim can tell you, it started off like this. By the time I got to Kim, I didn't have nothing. It was like this. And I've been natural for 20 years. So I knew it wasn't a chemical, but I didn't think rubbing. I didn't think, so I have fired myself. Right now, Kim is my over the internet hairdresser.
Over the internet.
Because she helped me grow this hair back.
Okay.
Like
yes.
She put me down to basics. Like,
didn't she give us some stuff? I was writing on my list.
Look, I was showing off the people. They said, what did you do? First thing I do is I don't use tap water.
Rose water.
I use rosemary water. So I fired myself. And I am more, like you said, I don't try to keep things in too long. So I've been doing my natural hair. I've been doing protective styles. 3 weeks tops, 2 weeks, and take it out and keep moving, keeping it healthy, keeping it hydrated. So I am my hair for right now.
That's right. You are. And your hair is growing and it's thriving. Yes. And that's important. Keisha?
Yes.
I am my hair. What I would say to people is embrace your hair. It doesn't necessarily have to be so straight. Embrace how it comes, because I haven't straightened out my hair. I blow dried and I just put it in a fluffy ponytail and I let it go. Need to kind of switch my ponytails around. I'm working on that. But anyway, and then sometimes I have it,
that's
on a curly fro. And I just embrace what it is. Just embrace what it is. Also, like we said earlier, just make sure your hair is healthy, stay healthy, but however it comes, however it is, embrace that and rock it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just say thank you, ladies. I think this was a great episode. Stay tuned for our after episode. So this is Let's Chit Chat Sis. I'm your girl Kimmy. Joining me tonight on the porch is
Chauncey
and Celeste.
Keisha.
Okay, join us next Wednesday for our next episode. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Take care.